Karachi didn't really exist before 47. It wasn't a developed city as such. It was more of a fishing village. It got populated post-migration, and it brought the culture of the migrants who populated the city and then grew.
Well, that's when dance and music started.
And that's when dance and music started coming. And so because it came from outside, when there was clarity on that region, they all went back.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah, so a lot of the Bengali musicians, composers, painters, were Bengali. They all went back to Bangladesh. Obviously, they were not going to stay here. So I think that was the first challenge.
So the first step was 71 when we lost the talent.
Yes.
And the second step was 75, 76 when...
was a little later when, 75, 76.
When Islamization took place.
Started happening. And then 78, 79 when it went totally so-called Islamic laws. Yeah. Those laws were so anti-women. Those laws were so anti-culture. You know, these were the two victims of this Islamic push to Pakistan, women and culture.
So I find it ironic that someone who was...
And so I picked up dance. I said, and they banned dance. They actually banned dancing on stage by women. I said, how can anyone ban dancing? And people left. The ones who had remained on, after 71, like Nahid Siddiqui, they left the country. And I said, my God, I actually in 78, I was already in India to learn dance. I'd already decided that I want to get more knowledge about dance in Ghanshams. Had to leave at that point. They actually were forced into exile.
So because they were non-Muslims. Created the center in Bahadrabad were forced into exile?
Exactly.
For what reason?
Because dance got banned. And even before it got banned, they were being persecuted because they were non-Muslims. So they had, that became an issue. Right. And it was terrible. Those were very bad, very dark times, you know. The Ahmadis were persecuted, the non-Muslims were persecuted. And the artists, people started saying to Mr. Ghansham कि ये तो ये क्या हिजरा है, इसको तो निकालो मुल्क से, इस किस्म की चीज़ें. And so they had to run for their lives. I had gone to India by then. I had spoken to them that I feel that there's something that draws me towards dance. So he said to me, Mr. Ghansham, go to India. We have been away from there for so long that the things that have developed in the classical traditions have progressed so far in India, and we've been out of touch. If you're serious, then go there. And they gave me the contacts and addresses and said, and I went. And then while I was still there, Mr. Ghansham calls me up and says, when are you coming back? So I said, why? He said, because we have to leave. And we want to hand over our center to you because there's nobody else. And I was shocked. And I said, but I still had a couple of months to go. And I said, I'll be back, in the 3 months. They said, "Theek hai, we will wait for you to hand over everything." But before I could get back, they had to leave. They actually had to, what one can say, run for their lives in a sense. And that's when I decided that no, this is not going to die. I'm not going to let it die. I picked up teaching at that point and performing when everybody had stopped. There were 2 girls who wanted to learn further, and so I started teaching them, and that's how it started. And then it went on. Then some of my friends said to me, "Okay, you've been away in India. Show us what you've done, what you learned." And I said, okay. So I used all the recorded music that I brought with them. And because I couldn't get an auditorium or anything, so because it was banned, I organized it at a friend's house. Let's have a small little recital, and I'll call our friends. And we called about 30, 50 people. About 300 people turned out.
Wow. This is in the 80s.
Yeah, this is 80, I think this is 82 or 83.
So right in the middle of everything being banned.
Yes, yes. So the act of turning up to watch me perform was not out of love for me or out of love for dance even. It was an act of defiance to this fact that you are banning, your country has banned dance. The leader has banned dance of the state, head of the state.
Right.